Hey, product bosses, have you heard that we are doing a 5-day completely free challenge starting Monday, January 11th? Join us. It's absolutely free. It's called Bestseller Secrets Challenge. Thousands of product bosses have gone through it and have transformed their businesses in just 5 days. We are going to help you lean into what is selling right now by teaching you how to look at your numbers, understand what your customers actually want to buy from you, and how to use your best sellers to grow a thriving business. So you aren't just throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping something sticks. We want to help you pandemic proof your business, and we are going to do it together. So go to www.bestsellersecretschallenge.com. We'll put that link in the show notes to make it really easy to sign up. And if you have already taken the challenge, we are inviting you to go through it with us again. Your business has probably changed, and this free challenge will really help you build a sustainable and profitable business. The Bestseller Secrets Challenge starts Monday, January 11th. It's 5 days of trainings and lives created to help you grow. Join us. It's totally free. Sign up at www.bestsellersecretschallenge.com.
Welcome to the Product Boss Podcast, where we help product-based businesses grow their sales and improve their strategies.
Hey everyone, I want to introduce you to my co-host and biz bestie, Minna Kunlo-Sita, an Amazon guru that has built a multi-six-figure product-based business.
And introducing the other half of the Product Boss, Jacqueline Snyder. She has helped launch and grow over 500 fashion apparel and accessory brands, even one of her own.
And together, we share our inventory of secret weapons that will help you dig deep and do the work it takes.
Are you ready? Let's build together.
Hey everybody, Jacqueline and Minna here, your co-hosts of the Product Boss podcast. Today, we will be sharing a conversation we had with a fellow female founder. You see, we believe women helping women is what the world needs more of. Introducing our female founder episodes, where we interview fellow female entrepreneurs and highlight their small business.
Our goal is to shine a spotlight on product businesses to encourage our community to support each other, learn from each other, buy from each other, and lift each other up. So let's jump in.
Hey everyone, we're so excited to bring you another Female Founders episode. So today is a really special day. We are talking with Mindy Keegan. She's the owner of Made for Mama Shop. And we're going to talk about how she has gone from 0 to 60, so 0 to 60K in 1 year, because we are coming up on her 1-year anniversary in January of 2021. And Minna and I have watched her business grow through social media and Instagram and over the past year, and it's been bonkers crazy. And we just love her story. We love all the things that she's done with her business, and we can't wait to share it with you here today. So welcome to the podcast, Mindy.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
We're excited to have you. So would you mind introducing yourself to our listeners and letting them know about Made for Mama Shop?
Sure. So I'm Mindy. I'm the owner of Made for Mama Shop. The shop was started about a year ago, just with an idea of making coffee mugs for moms. And here we are.
Yeah, what I really love about bringing you on here is that, well, first of all, you blew up in a time of 2020. I mean, that's crazy in itself, but that you also sell custom coffee mugs. And that's something really that the thing that really made it blow up was the effort, and it was you were the secret sauce. Right. And I think that that's something that all of us have to keep in mind, is that we get this question all the time, is like, how do I stand out? Well, you are the secret that nobody else has. And we've seen that happen for you. You've showed up so much. You've taken massive actions in a time when it was even scary or unknown. And you're double unknown in a way that you just started your business. And you were dealing with so many unprecedented things as well.
So what was the crazy thing that made you start a product-based business a year ago? Like, why, Mindy? Why?
Okay, so life for me was very different. About 2 years ago, I was working a corporate job full-time. I was commuting an hour and a half both ways. And for Christmas, I was gifted a Cricut machine. And my husband had planted the seed. Well, you should make stuff with this and sell it. And I'm like, oh yeah, with all the free time I have. And I was also in network marketing at the time. So I literally had no time. And then I just had my second child, and I'm like, this is absolutely insane. But for some reason, I was upstairs with him with my newborn, rocking him in his room. And I just had this like weird, crazy, I know it sounds insane idea, just to make coffee mugs. And I'm like, this is not even a thing. Like, this can't happen. This is just, what do you mean? Like, I go to Target and buy my mugs, you know? And, but I kept having this idea over and over, and after a couple years, it just like wouldn't go away. And so I went to Target last year and saw some blank mugs. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try and put some cute Christmas sayings on these just to see. And I put a handful of them on Etsy and they sold. And then the new year came and I'm like, okay, let's start a Shopify store. So I really started thinking about like how I could set myself apart with that, because a lot of people do Cricut mugs and Cricut drink ware and things like that. So I decided to learn hand lettering. So it would actually be like a unique design, a unique gift. So I learned hand lettering and was doing that with the Cricut for a while. And then COVID happened and homeschooling started, and I literally had no time to make them anymore. So then I made the switch to having the designs printed on the mugs in the summer. And then things just kind of grew from there.
Incredible.
Yeah, that is super incredible. So when you decided to, I think that 2020 really, there was a kind of a give and take. I remember when it first hit and we all were stuck in our homes, the idea of having that experience at the coffee house brought in and feeling like you're holding a special mug might have helped you, but it was you that made the messaging connect for your customer. So what did you see right at the beginning of the pandemic? And then also as you progressed into the summer, as you said, was it steady? Was there things that really made it go up? What was that journey and what did that look like?
At the start of the pandemic, it was still very slow. I mean, like a couple sales here and there, because I was just getting started and I knew, that was what to expect. But I was also seeing repeat customers come. So I'm like, okay, these people are really starting to like this. And then the summer came, and that's when I kind of found a manufacturer and just tried that, that new thing, and took that big step, because that was kind of scary to order 12 mugs all at once. And now it sounds silly, but anyway, so people were buying them, and then the fall came, and I started interacting with my customers more and getting their input and having them submit their favorite sayings and what they would want to see on a mug, and really just focused on how they made people feel and how I could involve them. And then fall kind of exploded, and then winter was even more insane.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And what was the thing that shifted? So you started your business back in January of 2020. Did you get a website built right away, or were you on Etsy? Where did you start selling?
Yeah. So I was on Etsy in December of last year. That was with just the handful of random things. And then in January, I built the Shopify site. I didn't build it. I used a template, but I put it together. And then I was taking my own photos and stuff up until the fall. And then, I got a photographer in the fall to do my fall mugs. And then I also took Multi-Stream Machine, which is one of your programs. And I learned all about systems and emails and the different sales channels. And so I put myself out there on basically everything that I could in the fall, and started networking with local boutiques and other local makers. And that's when people kind of started noticing things and then organically sharing my products.
Okay. I want to break into that a little bit more about it. So when did you join Multi-Stream Machine? Do you remember what
I
month?
joined, yes, it was July 31st.
Oh.
It was the last day.
What specific day? What time? What time?
Probably
it was Nina's birthday sale.
Yeah, it's my birthday sale.
I'm just wondering for the timeline. We know when we launched our course. And so I'm just wondering for the timeline of seeing the change. So you basically had gone through about 6, 7 months, maybe 7 months of you kind of on your own. How you had Etsy, you had your website, sales were sort of slow, but they were coming in. Okay.
Yep.
And then you got into Multi-Shoe Machine. And what was like one of the first aha moments or things that you thought about when you're like what started clicking for you that really started making a bigger difference in your business?
One major key point was learning about wholesale, because when I did that, I started visiting a couple local boutiques, and the two first ones gave me like some invaluable information. And the second one I visited, she was the one that was like, you're going to explode. People are going to try and do this. You need to learn how to brand yourself and brand your mugs and get your pricing right. So that is when I had to take a step back and look at my pricing and look at the cost of what I was paying for my products, and then what I was selling for them, and like that profit margin, because that definitely wasn't where it needed to be. But I was just starting with that, with the printed mugs. So it was just a huge learning experience. But
so you realized you didn't have the right margin, and then you also kind of leaned into wholesale. And was your wholesale business like the first thing that you grew off the bat? Or just kind of went hand in hand?
Yeah. I think it all at once. It was like wholesale, Amazon, my website, basically all at once.
Okay, so you added Amazon, you leaned into your website, and you added wholesale. So you basically added on a couple more streams of revenue through like what you learned in Multi-Shoe Machine.
And kind of in-person connections too, because you had brand ambassadors, right? During that time? Okay.
That was like after the fall. That was like in the middle of the fall launch. Yeah.
Okay. I'm digging deep into my memory here.
We're like, how did this work? So, okay. So that's when you really started seeing things take off, is like you got onto other platforms, you got in front of other people's audiences, you were in multiple platforms. So you started seeing revenue being generated from multiple places.
And visibility.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So let's cut to something huge that happened to you later on in the year, which was... Okay. What television show were you on?
The Product Boss podcast.
The Product Boss right now. We were featured on the Today Show at the beginning of December.
Like, could you even have had a better time to be featured on the Today Show? But people are like, well, what do I buy?
No, it was I honestly, it was like just fell. Everything just fell into place. I don't even know how it happened. It just happened.
So tell us more about that. How did you get that? And what did they talk about in the segment? And what did that lead to?
So it's funny how it happened. I was actually checking my email the one morning, and I got an email from someone, and they're like, oh, we have this opportunity for you to be seen on these TV stations and all this stuff. And so I'm like, oh my God, I got really excited. I was telling everyone, and it turned out to be a pitch. And so they wanted me to pay thousands of dollars to be featured on this ad that had no guarantee of even being seen by anyone. So I am I'm very driven by that kind of stuff. Like, I do not let that discourage me. So instead, like, I let all those things fuel me. So I researched like crazy that night, and I'm like, I used Google. I like listened to podcasts about how to pitch yourself to media, anything I could. And then I found a contact for the Today Show, and I emailed her, and I just let her know it was for a relevant segment. So it wasn't just like a random pitch. It was like, okay, this is who I am. This is why I should be featured on this segment. And so she emailed me back and said, they were full until November. So I made a little note in my calendar, follow up with so-and-so in November. Well, in mid-October, she emailed me back and she said, we really want to have you on, or we want to interview you. So they interviewed me, and I talked to like a couple different producers. And then They were like, we want to move forward. So they normally will come to your house and, interview you and be like at your home and where you're doing your stuff. And luckily they didn't do that because who knows what would be happening here, normally everyone's in their underwear and it's like pure chaos. So they had me submit photos, videos, basically anything I could to help portray our brand, like our mission, what we're doing. And then they had me write a script. So they wanted a script about the Made for Mama shop and what we do and all this stuff. So they like had a few edits and then I had to do the voiceover and then they put it all together. And I still get chills and goosebumps because they just like captured everything so perfectly. And I honestly didn't know what to expect from it either. I had heard, other people went on morning shows and had nothing from it. So I'm like, that's fine. I really don't even care. I just think it'd be cool to be on it and have, my family and friends watch and just to say that I did it, because like that's cool to me. Like, you grow up watching it and hearing about it. So
it was a small business segment though, right? For the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's an ongoing. So the segment is She Made It. And they started it last year in 2020 to feature small female owned businesses. So yeah, that's what I pitched it to. And then they had me do all this stuff. And then they said that I couldn't tell anyone about it for 24 hours before the show. So it literally was like killing me. And then it aired and things went crazy.
Bonkers.
Yeah.
I was messaging you that day. It's like, how's it going? You're like, I can't even believe
it was a ream of paper of orders, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a whole ream. We got about 500 orders and it was just absolutely crazy. And I'm the only one doing the shipping and the packing and everything.
Sorry, kids, Christmas is canceled.
Amidst,
it was more like
being really slow. So that's amazing. I mean, that story alone, just, them getting that many orders, I think your product was really, you had the photos done. You looked really professional. You had your system set up. I don't want people to overlook that because there's that saying, I forget exactly what it is, but it's like preparation meets dreaming equals opportunity. I can't remember exactly what it is, but you basically, in a gist, you should be prepared for when the opportunities come at you. This opportunity presented itself, but you were ready, right? You knew how to ship. You knew how to do messaging. You had the photos, you had the pricing, and it hit in a time when this was your season and it was magical. And I'm so happy for you. So congratulations on that.
Thanks. Yeah, it was really cool. And I keep telling people like the sales were amazing, but I think that the best part, and I'm like getting goosebumps as I talk about this, but the best part was people that didn't know me at all were emailing me, sending messages to me on Facebook, on Instagram, calling me because apparently my phone number is on my website and just saying, one thing I have to change, but just saying like, I just saw you on the Today Show and I'm so proud of you. Like these people. And it's just like, I think that everyone wanted that connection, like you're missing so many things in 2020. They were sharing their stories with me, like about beating cancer and all of these amazing stories. And so that was the coolest part, is just connecting with all these different people and who still are messaging me and still are like just being the support system out of nowhere. Like it was just, it's so cool.
Yeah, that impact on them. And, and that's what we told everybody last year. I mean, who's the hero? It's the small business, right? And everything that's happening and the, the government, when they're trying to keep small businesses afloat. And how do you do that organically is that you buy from small businesses and they were rah-rahing behind you because they saw this as a family and a mom who's created this business. And I love that they were so supportive as well. And so that's really, really just such a lovely story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also, out of 2020, people were really looking for something hopeful, something inspiring, and you really gave that to them in the perfect time when they were probably feeling, that they missed their families and they missed that inspiration. They were tired of 2020. I mean, still are, and ready to get into that more inspiring stage. So that probably really, they saw a bit of themselves in you, because imagine you went from, the title of this is going to be 0 to 60K in, 2020. That is something that they could potentially do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think also just looking at that growth, right? So you were figuring it on your own, which we all have to start somewhere. And I'm sure you learned so much. And then by investing into yourself, right? By investing into your business, by joining a course like Multi-Shoe Machine, and then looking at those opportunities for yourself, and the timing that you did it too, right? Because it set you up. You had no idea that the Today Show was coming and what was coming from that. And if you hadn't had, because we talked to you about pick photos in there and pricing and where they could buy from you. And if you weren't set up for that, it might have been a lost opportunity. And I think that's such an important part. And what we try and teach our students is just setting themselves up like a real business. Like, you always probably feel like you're flying by the seat of your pants, but we want to help you not feel that way. Right.
Yeah, definitely. The timing of everything was like divine. That's like the only way I can describe it.
So I do have a question, since this episode is brought to you by our Bestseller Secrets Challenge. What is your bestseller? Like, did you lean into your bestsellers, or what, in terms of bestsellers, what did you see as trends, or what sold for you the best?
So yeah, when I started in January, I had mugs, hoodies, baseball hats, prints for your home.
Mina's eyeballs are popping out of her head.
I know. So the mugs are what people were buying. So that is my bestseller, is my mugs. And so everything that I sell now is complimentary to the morning and to the mugs. So now I have like journals, affirmation cards, coffee, some throw blankets, but everything is kind of centered around the mugs.
And it sounds like you had a bit of entrepreneurial spirit about you, since you were in network marketing. Your husband bought you a Cricut, and told you to start selling stuff because he probably sees that in you as well, right? So, I mean, is this the life that you imagined? I know it went very quickly. Did you ever see yourself as a product boss? And I mean, the life is, I'm sure, so different than you imagined at the beginning of the year.
No, I never, ever could have dreamed of this happening. Like, this was not, whenever I first started working, like I said, I was in the corporate world. And so I started climbing the ladder, and it was always go for the next promotion and the next one and the next one. And so that's what I did. And then I started network marketing probably 6 years ago now. And I was in 2 different ones, and it really gave me a taste of like what was possible. And it really helped me feel confident and build the confidence to even be able to do this or like go after something else. So no, I never envisioned this. It's crazy. And it's so fun though. I love it. I love creating new things, and I love connecting with my customers and putting people's packages together. It just like really fills me up. So yeah.
What's to come for Made for Mama Shop in 2021?
Well, we're launching our empowerment collection in 2 weeks. So there's going to be new mugs, new throws, new journals, and then a couple other new products that people have asked me for. And then just learning how to scale now and make this like a sustainable, so that I can still have a life with my kids and with my family, and have a team maybe. So that's what's to come, and hopefully a bigger space, because I'm literally out of space in my office, and I moved to the garage in November, which thank God I did. But now I'm out of space in there. So hopefully some type of bigger space, a team, and just continuing to make products that inspire people.
Amazing. I can't wait to interview you a year from now and see where you're at.
Oh my God, I know. Me too.
Do you have any other questions, Minna?
I don't, except for this. Let our listeners know where they can find you, follow you, buy from you, all the things.
Share you.
Share you.
Yeah.
It's like, what else?
Share me? Yeah. So my Instagram is at Made for Mama Shop. It's MAMA Shop. Facebook, same thing, Made for Mama Shop. My website is madeformamashop.com. I think that's it.
Amazing.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for being on, Mindy.
Thank you so much. This was so fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey friend, just a quick reminder to sign up for the Bestseller Secrets Challenge. It's a 5-day, totally free week of trainings, private Facebook group, and daily live Q&As with us. We don't want you to miss out on this opportunity to get really clear and focus on what you need to sell to grow a profitable, sustainable, and solid business. Head over to www.bestsellersecretschallenge.com and click on the link in the show notes today, right now.